Hello everyone, my name is Auro and welcome to the 24th devlog of my base building game, Chambers of Devious Design. As per usual, I will be talking about what I have done in the game in the last 2 weeks, so let's get started right away. So, continuing from the last devlog, the Steam Next Fest was now over, and to be honest, I was feeling kind of sluggish after the festival because it had been so long since I had done some actual work on the game, so it took some time to kind of get used to the flow again. But I figured I start with something relatively easy, and for me that was working on these additional characters that I didn't have in the demo. And that actually is a kind of a pro tip for you. Always keep on hand 1 or 2 easy tasks, so on days when you're just not feeling it, or at least don't want to use your brain so much, you can still get progress done by working on those easy tasks. So yeah, my warm-up task after the festival was adding all these new characters into the game. Now I still need to add the sounds for the characters. That's actually another easy task I'm keeping for later. But yeah, otherwise they are in the game now. And as you can see, I also created this character selection screen kind of. I had a very similar one in the demo, but it wasn't actually functional. It was just all smoke and mirrors. By the way, one issue I had with the characters that is kind of relatively easy to avoid was that my characters were in different dimensions. I forgot to give the artist exact dimensions what the characters and all the poses should be, so that caused me some issues now. The easiest solution and probably the smartest would have been to later on manually adjust all the poses to be within the same dimensions, but for some reason I didn't want to do that. So what I actually did was kind of this quick and dirty method. So each of my characters actually has these different offset parameters that I'm using now. So for example, in this character selection screen on the right, each of the characters look kind of nice and in the right place, and that is thanks to the offset parameters. So I don't know, for example, this big guy here, Andre, so he was actually even bigger in the original sprite file. So what I did was that I have this scaling offset parameter, so this sprite is now actually scaled down, and the same goes for the horizontal and vertical positioning for each of the characters that need to be adjusted to fit here nicely. Once I had the characters in the game and this character selection screen working, I started thinking about the progression in the game. I wanted to have some sort of a campaign in the game to, well, first of all give some progression and then also some purpose for actually playing the game. I mean, if there was just one button to play the game and it's randomized, it probably would get boring quite soon. I decided to make it so that each of these characters has their own campaign with 6 different levels. I was also thinking about how to differentiate the characters from each other, and that's actually one problem that I had, because balance-wise the best thing to do would be to have the characters be very similar to each other, but gameplay-wise that wouldn't be very exciting at all. So I had to come up with these different bonuses for each of the characters, and what I settled on was having these 2 bonuses for each character. As you get further in the campaign, you can unlock these bonuses and give the character some nice unique twist gameplay wise. Now, one problem I still have is that I am planning on having this custom game feature, so where you can define all the parameters yourself, what the match should look like. So I'm wondering if I have to make it so that the player has to unlock all these characters and unlock all the bonuses before the player can access those in the custom game feature, or if I should unlock all of it for the custom games. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll go with some kind of like a middle of the road solution, because I think playing through all of these campaigns will still take some time to unlock, and if someone just wants to play with a certain character like in a specific setting, it would be nice to not have to spend extra time to get there. Then I started also planning out the campaigns, like what kind of matches they will hold, will there be some themes related to the campaign and things like that. And during that thinking I figured that it would actually be cool if some of the matches had like these special rules attached to them. It sounded like a great feature, so I actually started working on that right away. And actually I can demonstrate that in practice. So I have set it so that this first match with Shaka has like these 3 different special rules. I actually have quite a bit of these rules already in the game. They are fairly easy to add, so I just went ahead and added a bunch that I could think of. So I'm hoping that these rules here will add some nice variety to the game. Then some other things I added to the game. Well, I added the possibility to have a dialogue at the end of the match. And then let's see, yeah, I also improved the map selection a bit, so I can more easily define in the campaign structure like what maps to use. And yeah, that was actually pretty much everything I worked on in the last 2 weeks. I don't think I really got that many hours in. As I mentioned, I had some of that post-festival sluggishness, and then I also had a bunch of real-life things to focus on. Like, I don't think I mentioned it before, but we are actually selling this apartment we are currently living in, so that took quite a bit of time. And yeah, I think looking for a new apartment and then all the stuff related to moving will also take quite a bit of time, so unfortunately that will cut from the dev time a bit. I'm feeling like I keep saying that every week, that I didn't have so much time to spend on the game, but I hope that that will not be the case for all the coming devlogs. I'm a bit worried about the release date, because I don't really have that much time anymore for the deadline I was thinking about, so Q2 of this year. Of course I can always delay it, I don't have like any exact dates, but yeah, if I wanted to speed up the process, I could just cut the controller support. I think that will take quite a bit of time, but if I did that, I would also have to cut the local multiplayer and also the Steam remote play due to that. And while I think that they won't really be the main features of my game, I don't really want to cut them, because I have spoken about them so much already, and yeah, I have also done some pre-work on them, so yeah, I think I then rather just choose the delay option, although that's also not what I'm hoping that will happen. I have already worked on the game for so long that I'm feeling kind of this like attrition from working on just one game, but yeah, I will get it done, and I hope it's rather sooner than later. But yeah, that's everything I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.